Let me ask you something. What would your life look like if fear didn't control you? If you weren't afraid of being judged? If you weren't afraid of failing? If you stopped caring what people think, what would you do differently? Most people never ask themselves that, because deep down they already know. Fear is holding them back, but today, that changes. This video is broken into 6 simple parts. Each one shows how fear controls you and how to take your power back. Let's dive in. Part 1. Fear slowly destroys dreams. Let me tell you a quick story. There was a guy named Jason. He had a dream. Start his own business. He talked about it for years, made the logo, bought the website, even printed business cards, but guess what? He never launched. Why? Because deep down he was scared. Scared of what people might say. Scared of failing. Scared he'd look stupid. So he waited and waited until one day he gave up. Now, he works a job he hates. He scrolls on social media watching others do what he could have done. That's what fear does. It doesn't ruin your life overnight. It quietly makes you play small until you forget what big even looked like. Part 2. Fear pretends to be logic. Here's the tricky part. Fear doesn't always sound scary. It often sounds smart. It's not the right time. I need to prepare more. I should wait until I'm ready. Sound familiar? That's not logic. That's fear in disguise. Fear is good at sounding reasonable, but its real goal is to keep you from trying. It doesn't want you to fail, but it definitely doesn't want you to grow, because growth requires risk, and fear hates risk. If you're always waiting to feel ready, you'll wait your whole life. Part 3. Fear lives in your imagination. Here's something most people don't realize. Fear isn't about now. It's about what might happen later. What if they laugh? What if I mess up? What if I'm not good enough? Fear lives in the future. It feeds on what ifs. But the truth? Most of what you fear will never happen. Your brain is just making up stories, and you're believing them. That's why you freeze, not because the thing is dangerous, but because the thought of it feels dangerous. You want to beat fear? Do something. Take one step, move, because fear can't survive when you take action. Part 4. The real price of fear. Let's ask the hard question. What has fear already cost you? Think about the chances you didn't take, the words you didn't say, the ideas you never started. How different could your life be right now if fear hadn't gotten in the way? Here's the part nobody wants to hear. Every time you avoid fear, your world gets a little smaller. First you avoid risk, then you avoid failure, then you avoid trying at all, until one day you're just surviving and not doing much of living. Fear wants you to stay safe, but safe is not the goal. Freedom is. Part 5. A simple 4-step way to break fear. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to stop letting fear run the show. Here's how. First, say what you're really afraid of. Be honest. Not, I'm nervous. Say, I'm scared of what people will think if I fail. That's where change starts, with truth. 2. Ask, is this fear real? Most of the time, it's not. It's a guess, a worry, a story your brain made up. Ask yourself, has this actually happened before? 3. Do something small and scary. You don't need to do something huge. Start small. Send the message. Speak up in the meeting. Hit record. Each time you act, fear gets smaller. 4. Celebrate the action, not the result. Even if it goes badly, you showed up. You faced fear. That's a win. Do it again tomorrow. Repeat that process enough and you build confidence that can't be shaken. This isn't about hype. It's about getting stronger, mentally, emotionally, day by day. If you are serious about taking control and want to change your life for the better, don't just nod and move on. Hit subscribe. This is your training ground, and we're just getting started. Part 6. The stronger version of you. Right now, there's a version of you that's not afraid to go for it. They take the risk. They stop overthinking. They live boldly. That version isn't a fantasy, and it's just on the other side of fear, and you don't get there by waiting. You get there by facing fear, one choice at a time. Fear doesn't go away, but you can get stronger than it. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to move, even when you're scared, because when you do, you take your power back. So now it's your move. You can go back to the life fear has built for you. Safe, small, familiar, or you can step into something new, unknown, uncomfortable, but powerful. That's where your confidence is. That's where your growth is. That's where your real life begins. This is your moment. Let fear keep running things, or stand up and take control. Your future is waiting, but it won't wait forever. If this spoke to you, share it with someone else who needs it. You've seen how fear holds you back, but now the question is, what do you do next? Because breaking free from fear is just the beginning. If you really want to level up, if you want to be the kind of person who doesn't just survive pressure but thrives under it, then your next move is simple. Watch How to Become Mentally Unbreakable. In that video, I break down exactly how to build a mindset that doesn't fold when life gets hard, but fights harder, because fear might be the enemy. But mental toughness is the weapon that beats it every time. Click the link. Start building the strongest version of yourself. I'll see you there. Stay strong. Keep moving forward. Fear doesn't get to win anymore.